So it's actually been a little bit since I've done a lesson, and I want to bring up an important point that sometimes this happens when you're studying the course. I'm sure some people just start it and go through it a year straight, but I've always found with me, I go through phases where I do it every day, and then phases where it feels right to pause. And so I pause with it. I don't push myself. I absolutely stay committed. However, the more you do this work, the more you learn to follow your gut, which is actually, I believe, the Holy Spirit speaking through us, which is what this course is all about. There's no point in taking it if you're not interested in learning to listen to it. And it speaks differently to everyone. Okay, so back to it. Lesson 52, we're in the middle of a review. Remember to go back and watch the review video before you watch this one if you've forgotten the instructions. But today's review covers these 5 ideas. We're going to read the idea and then the little blurb beneath it, which I love these blurbs. First idea, I'm upset because what I see is not there. Reality is never frightening. It is impossible that it could upset me. Reality brings only perfect peace. Again, we're saying I am upset because I see what is not there. So it's saying if I were to see the truth, it couldn't upset me. Reality brings only perfect peace. When I am upset, it is always because I have replaced reality with illusions I made up. The illusions are upsetting because I have given them reality, and thus regard reality as an illusion. So in other words, I think reality isn't real, and my illusions are. Nothing in God's creation is affected in any way by this confusion of mine. So in other words, just because I think what I believe to be reality is actually an illusion isn't reality. What actually is reality is not in any way upset by me thinking that it isn't or that I'm living in another one. I am always upset by nothing, it says. I know that can be a little aggravating sometimes to think of at first that you're upset by nothing, but when you continue to broach through this process, it actually becomes quite peace-giving. The more you realize that it's always okay and that you're always safe. But at first, you can get a little offended because we want what we're upset about to be important. Idea number 2, I see only the past. As I look about, I condemn the world I look upon. I call this seeing. I hold the past against everyone and everything, making them into my enemies. When I have forgiven myself and remembered who I am, I will bless everyone and everything I see. There will be no past and therefore no enemies, and I will look with love on all that I failed to see before. Again, we're having this idea introduced that reality is all around us, but we're really warping it in some way through our perception, which is sort of this incredible creative ability that's misapplied. So what we're seeing around us isn't actual reality. It's sort of a shadow of it. And the more we hold on to the past, the more we're projecting the past on the present. Idea 3, my mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. I see only my own thoughts, and my mind is preoccupied with the past. What then can I see as it is? Let me remember that I look on the past to prevent the present from dawning on my mind. Let me say it again. Let me remember that I look on the past to prevent the present from dawning on my mind. So in other words, I'm focusing on the past to keep myself from experiencing my present reality. Let me understand that I am trying to use time against God. If I'm always in the past, I'm always in the future, I'm never in the present, which is where reality is. It's where eternity is. Eternity can't have a past and future. Let me learn to give the past away, realizing that in so doing, I'm giving up nothing. Again, it's not going to feel like you're giving up nothing. The interesting thing here is we've been trained to think a certain way to stop a certain process, and all it's really doing is keeping us imprisoned. I see idea 4. I see nothing as it is now. If I see nothing as it is now, it can truly be said that I see nothing. I can see only what is now. In other words, I can only see the present. I can only see a true eternity. So if I can't see anything as it is now, I'm actually seeing nothing. The choice is not whether to see the past or the present. The choice is merely whether to see or not. What I have chosen to see has cost me vision. Now I would choose again that I may see. So what I'm seeing obviously isn't reality. Vision is seeing and experiencing reality. We're told by the book it's not done through the body's eyeballs. The body's eyeballs see through sort of all this stuff it's talking about, past and perception and projection. Vision is something entirely different. My thoughts, idea 5. My thoughts do not mean anything. I have no private thoughts, yet it is only private thoughts of which I am aware. That's odd, right? So I think I'm having all these private thoughts in my head, and they're private. This is telling me I actually have no private thoughts, yet it is only private thoughts of which I'm aware. I'm only aware of the thoughts that I'm thinking that are in my head. What can these thoughts mean? They do not exist, and so they mean nothing. Again, don't take offense. That can seem offensive. What do you mean my thoughts don't mean anything? Again, over time, it becomes more comforting to realize that it's sort of noise. Yet my mind is part of creation and part of its creator. Would I not rather join the thinking of the universe than to obscure all that is really mine with my pitiful and meaningless private thoughts? So basically, I made up these little private thoughts in my head to block out my real thoughts, which are with everything. But we get upset because we think we're going to lose our unique identity. But really, we've stuck ourselves in a little body, imprisoned in a world that doesn't bring us happiness and joy at the level we can experience it. If we're just willing to realize we want something more and that we're part of something bigger. All right. That's the review for lesson 52.